Hi, I'm Tamara, and this is Anything is Possible. I am so sorry that I have left you abandoned for a couple of weeks here. I got really, really sick, and I had a terrible cold, and I just couldn't really get out and film or even think about doing anything except blowing my nose, quite honestly, for, many days. And in the midst of that, I did a trip, um, flew up from Guadalajara up to Mexicali with a little dog that was with a local rescue that needed to find a home. And my cousin in Arizona had agreed to adopt him. She drove from Arizona down to Mexicali, and I flew from Guadalajara to Mexicali with the dog. And this was at the first couple of days of my cold, and I was just feverish and feeling horrible, and I stayed masked the whole time and was very careful about not spreading what I had. But the wheels were in motion too many ways. I'd bought the tickets. The dog had been through its vaccinations, had its certificate to cross the border, which has to be within like 48 hours of going. So I decided I just had to go. And so this has been just a really kind of frantic week between doing the dog and flying up and back. And then when I got back, then I got really sick for a couple of days and just kind of slept and did a lot of breathing of steam, etc. So anyway, I'm over it. Today is the first day I feel really quite 100% human again. And so we're going to go on a little trip. I do this a lot, but I am kind of looking for another place to live. And there's been both rentals and listings for sale in a nearby town called Ixtlahuacan. I hope I'm saying, I think, because IX is always the same as an IJ would be in Spanish. So an X and a J are always H, pronounced as an H. So Ixtlahuacan is the way that I believe it's pronounced. And I know nothing about this town. I can't find much on YouTube about it. It seems to be kind of the new frontier for people that are looking for someplace affordable to live, seeing as how everything here at Lake Chapala has just blown up price-wise. I mean, they're just, there's very little that's affordable here unless you want to buy a real fixer-upper and put quite a bit of money into it, which I might end up doing. But I thought, hey, might be worth driving out there and doing a little tour and seeing what the town is like. You can see it as you're heading between Chapala and Guadalajara. And it's off to the side, and there's always signs for it. And there's a lot of people moving out that way, it seems. So there's a couple of little communities surrounding it that one of them isn't even mapped on Google Maps. I mean, it's mapped, but you can't get the street view. So I don't even know at all what it looks like once you get off the highway. So I'm going to drive out that way and take you along with me and do a little exploring. And, I bet there's a lot of other people with this same question. Is it a viable town to live in? There seems to be some real estate popping up quite a bit over there, so I'm kind of getting a feeling that people may find out that it's kind of not what they were hoping it would be. Certainly it's not on the lake, so you won't have any homes with lake views, but it could be a really nice little town. I don't know. So we're going to go find out, and let's hit the road and I'll take you along. I just wanted to break in here with a little voiceover and say, my gosh, yes, it is a very clean city. They obviously put a huge amount of effort into maintaining all the landscaping. There is a parks and landscaping department that appears very, very active. Um, the people seem to have a lot of pride in their homes, and things are really kept up, painted, and maintained. I just was really, really excited about the way this town looked and how well kept it was. Well, I'm back home again. Time for a little bite to eat. I didn't eat in the town there because almost everything was not open right now. It was kind of in between desayuno and lunch, as they call it. So anyway, caught them between meal times, so I didn't really stop and eat, and I wasn't really that hungry when I was walking around anyway, but maybe some other time. It was I really like that town. So that was kind of a surprise to me. Not a lot of for sale signs, but at least the realtors in the Chapala area do carry the listings for houses in Ixtlahuacan. And so you can keep an eye on it. It's different from Hoko, although I have to just say that it is a very Mexican town. Um, I I just get this feeling that a lot of the people that live there, the Mexicans, probably work in Chapala and the Lake Chapala area for gringos and make pretty decent money and live in Ixtlahuacan because it's only 8 miles. It's very fast to get there from Chapala. And so they can live there with a really nice lifestyle. I kind of hesitate putting this out there because I don't want this town to become very gringified uh, because then the prices will get out of range for the Mexicans. And I really like having this beautiful little town. So I would definitely recommend going and visiting and wandering around. It's not an art gallery, not a tourist town, but there's a ton of places to eat, and it's very relaxing, very pretty, very clean, and I enjoyed my visit a whole lot. I might find so. I didn't go to any of the outlying communities. Boy, let me tell you, Google Maps just had me going in circles, and I finally just gave up trying to get to any of these places. I probably should have just gone ahead and try to get there looking at a map or writing directions down, but the little streets wind around and it's really hard to figure out exactly where you are. I was never felt in any danger at all, but I did tend to stop traffic when I was confused, and that wasn't good. But that was another thing, driving back through Chapala. I wanted to stop and get some vegetables and fruit, and I should have gotten it when I was in Ixtlahuacan, because there's no parking in Chapala, and there was plenty of parking where I was, and a couple of different really nice little fruit and vegetable places. So that was my problem, not getting my shopping done there. So anyway, I really like the town. I have to say the one downside for me was there did not appear to be a nursery, but there were pet food stores and grocery stores and meat markets and anything you'd want in terms of groceries. There was pharmacies, there were doctor's offices, there was alternative care offices. There was plenty of opportunity for almost anything that you might want, plenty of clothing, although the sizes probably wouldn't fit me because I'm not really fat, but I'm a large American. I'm 5'8" and tall, and which is just even most Mexican men don't get as big as me. So it's a little hard for me to find clothing here anyway. I didn't see any bazaars for used clothing, but again, it's so close to Chapala, Riberas, over here at the lake. There's plenty of opportunities. You just zip on the highway and get over here, and I'm sure that most businesses, including the nurseries, are very happy to probably deliver a truckload of plants if you're doing landscaping. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, all the usual drill. And I don't know when I'll post again. I mean, I'm getting to the point where, YouTube says you don't have to post every week. That people find you anyway. So I'm kind of like, well, I'll try and keep regular and get one out midweek every week, but I can't guarantee, life happens. So anyway, good to see you. I'm glad you came back, and I will see you next time. Bye.